Anyone in?
Lucy's.
Do I have a motion for it? Did not?
As money allowed, I'd like to add, as money is allowed, I mean.
It's going to take quite a bit of money to change it back.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't mind, would it be acceptable to let the chief tell
It can- if it's
that
one-
everyone
we can.
hear what he had told us about changing the patches, et cetera, and what it would cost on like the vehicles to do this, versus also please bring in the fact of the liability for medical and medical training and things like that, if you would?
When I became the chief in November, they were already recognizing themselves in the Department of Public Safety. I don't know what caused that to be. We officially changed our name. You'd have to go back and check the minutes, but it was voted on by the council, I believe, in either the May or June meeting.
No.
Never voted on.
I thought it was
July. It was July. It's on camera. It's July.
It was voted on.
July 12th, actually.
That was one of the ones that agreed with everything.
So we had to send a letter to the state, to TCLOS, to actually officially change our name from the police department to the Department of Public Safety. That's how we're now officially recognized, is the Department of Public Safety. I wasn't involved in what got us to being a Department of Public Safety. I was asked before the initial vote took place what my opinion was. I provided it to Councilman Pollitt. And then I was asked again here recently what my opinion was, and I was asked to project some costs. The uniform itself would not change, just the badge and the patch. Our badge and patch have to reflect whatever we actually are. Right now we have officers that are wearing several different badges that say several different things. My initial analogy when I crunched the numbers was it would be cheaper for the badges to stay a police department because the majority of the officers already have badges that say police. To get everybody a badge that said Department of Public Safety, you'd be looking at about $110 per badge for about, counting our paid and reserves, you'd be looking at about 15 people. So it's easy to do the math on that. We are currently almost out of these patches. We were going to have to reorder patches one way or the other. It will be a small cost to have this patch. If we go back to a PD, I would take the same patch and just move some of the wording around. There would be a small cost for that, but not much because we're going to stay with this patch. As far as the cars, we could leave the 7 points. We would just have to change the very bottom stripe. That's all one piece. So it could be buffed off and you could get something that looks similar that would say police. I'll support whichever direction the council wants to go.
Did you check into the cost on that?
They're supposed to be getting us a quote. A gentleman here in town actually said he would do the labor for free, but he's working on getting us a cost for the materials. And it would have to be relatively close. I mean, even if he says he's going to do it for free, if it's something that just doesn't look like what's already on there, we'd have to get a couple of other bids.
But that was to answer Lucy's question.
And as far as the medical goes, we all have been to ECA school. We've all passed it. We just haven't taken the state test to be licensed to actually provide that level of care. There is a cost for that test, and I believe, is it every 2 years or 4 years? 4 years. For every 4 years, we would have to recertify, and we'd have to do our skills. We could get that actually done for free. It just depends if the city wants to take on the additional liability for the officers providing medical care. We can do basic medical care now with, bandaging and stuff. The ECA is much more invasive.
And do you know if there's increased insurance costs for having to get that?
I don't know that. My opinion, just professional opinion, would be there probably would be, but we'd have to get a quote.